Next is RMS or effective value. That is the third topic under the values of alternating current and voltage. The average value cannot be used to specify a sinusoidal voltage since uh, for a one cycle it is termed as zero. Cannot be used for power calculation. It is already discussed. So there is a next category called RMS or effective value that is found to find out over one cycle. This is nothing but the effective or RMS value of an alternating current is that steady current which, when flowing through a given resistance for a given time, produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistance for the same time. That means if we have applied a DC voltage or DC current, if it is flowing through a resistance for a particular time, there will generate a heat called I square RT. So, when we apply an AC through the same resistance for the same time, the quantity of current required to produce the same heat. In that way, we are going to find out the RMS value. Okay, that should be same. This RMS or effective value of an alternating current or voltage can be determined as follows. Consider the half cycle of a non-sinusoidal current I flowing through a resistance R on 40 seconds. R on 40 seconds consider as waveform is non-sinusoidal current. Divide the time t in n. Divide the time t in n equal parts. So we can say that we can divide lots of current. We will get a lots of current. That is duration of time. Let the mid ordinates of the I1, I2, I3 up to In will produce heating effect when passed through the resistance as shown below. Suppose the heating effect produced by current is in R is the same as produced by some direct current I flowing through the resistance R for the same time, then direct current I is the RMS or effective value of the current I. So you just consider we are applying a current for in an AC circuit or through resistor for a particular time. There will create a heat. By the same time, what will be the current in the DC to produce the same heat is the RMS value. I think it is clear. Okay, the heating effect of various components of alternating current will be I square RT, as I said. Here we can say that T this I is divided into n seconds. So it will be for each thickness it will be T by n. So the heating effect will be I1 square RT by n, I2 square RT by n, I3 square bar RT by n up to IN square RT by n joules. Since alternating current is varying, the heating effect will also vary. Total heat produced by alternating current is nothing but I1 square R plus I2 square R plus I3 square R up to IN square R into whole into T by n. So it is again written as this n is going to downwards, that is I1 square R plus I2 square R plus I3 square R up to IN square R into T whole divided by n. Now heat produced by equivalent direct current I, we can say that by DC we can say that heat produced is nothing but I is equal to I square RT, direct current by direct current. Since heat produced in both cases is same, we can say that I square RT is equal to this quantity that is written here, or R and T, RT in both sides can get cancelled. I is equal to root of I1 square plus I2 square IN square up to I3 square up to IN square divided by n. So it is nothing but root of mean value of I square. That's why it is called as square root of the mean of the square of the current, or root mean square value. Square root of the mean of the square of the current, that is root mean square value. Next points, there are some points to be noted. One is for symmetrical symmetrical wave, the RMS value can be found by considering half cycle or full cycle. It is because second half is negative of the first half. By squaring that, we will get both positive half cycles. So we can use whether it is for one alternation or two full cycle. But for unsymmetrical wave, full cycle should be considered. Second point is the RMS value of symmetrical wave can also be expressed as RMS value is equal to root of area of half cycle of squared wave divided by half cycle base. The RMS value, third point, RMS value of current alternating voltage can be similarly expressed. Vrms is equal to root of V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square up to Vn square divided by n. Also note that in case of unsymmetrical wave, full cycle should be considered to the RMS value, but for a symmetrical wave, we can consider also only half alternation, because the next alternation, that is negative half cycle, if we are squaring, it will get a positive quantity itself. Don't forget about that. Okay, then RMS value of sinusoidal current. As we have find the average value of sinusoidal current, we are going to RMS value of sinusoidal current. First, we drawn a waveform, sine wave. Then we need to get what will be the squared. So we squared the current, that is you will get two positive squared wave in the two squared peak for 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. Consider I is equal to Im theta, or the equation is I is equal to Im sin theta. Consider an elementary strip of thickness d theta. This is the d theta, first half cycle of the squared wave current waveform. Let I square be the mid-ordinate of the strip, as we discussed in the average value. Area of strip is nothing but I square d theta. Area of half cycle of the squared wave is, we need to integrate this area of strip from, it is from half, for half cycle only we are considering, because since it is a symmetrical wave, the negative is same as that of positive, since it is going to be a squaring. So we are only considering half wave for a symmetrical RMS wave, RMS value. Area of half cycle of the squared wave is equal to integral 0 to pi I square d theta. That it is shown here. It is shown here. It is shown here. Then putting I is equal to Im sin theta, it will be Im square sin square theta d theta. Im square is a constant one, it is taken outside. There is sin square theta d theta. Sin square theta is again written as 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. By integrating, you will get theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. Applying pi to 0 for theta, you will get Im square pi by 2 or pi Im square by 2. Okay, therefore RMS value, this is the area. RMS value is nothing but area of half cycle of the squared wave. It is given this one, divided by half cycle base. Half cycle is base is nothing but pi. So it is pi Im square by 2 by pi whole root. So pi got cancelled. It is Im by root 2, or it is 0.707 Im. Similarly, it can be proved that for alternating voltage also. Okay. Then importance of RMS value. An alternating voltage or current is always specified in terms of RMS value. That is the main thing. If we are looking into anything, that is if we are telling that we have 240 volt 240 volt in our house system, it is an RMS value. That is say the domestic AC supplies 230 volt to 50 Hz. It is the RMS or effective value. That is, this 230 volt is RMS or effective value. It means that alternating voltage provided available has the same heating effect as 230 volt DC. That's the thing. So V is equal to Vm sin omega t. We can put Vm as 230 into root 2, because we have RMS value. We know that Vm is equal to root 2 Vrms. So it will be like this. Then next point, when we say that alternating current in a circuit is 5 ampere, we are specifying the RMS value. Remember that. Okay. Then AC ammeter and voltmeter record RMS value of alternating current and voltage respectively. So if you are considering a waveform, we can say that this all values. This is the peak value. Sorry. this is the peak value. Here we can say that 63.7% is the average value, 0.70, that is almost 70% is the RMS value, and peak to peak is nothing from positive peak to negative peak. Okay, next is form factor and peak factor. Form factor is nothing but it is the ratio between RMS value and average value. Okay, form factor and peak factor we are going to discuss because we are relating the relationship between RMS value, average value, and maximum value. So form factor is nothing but the relationship between the ratio between RMS value and average value. For a sinusoidal value, we know that the RMS value is 0.707 maximum value, that is Vm, and average value is 0.737 into maximum, that is if it is voltage it is Vm, or if it is current it is Im for both cases. So maximum value got cancelled, it is 1.11. So sometimes in the exam we can see that prove that the form factor of a sinusoidal wave is 1.11 and peak factor is 1.414. So you need to remember this. Form factor gives a measure of the peakness of the waveform. That's nothing but. Then next is peak factor. It is the ratio of maximum value to the RMS value. So for a sinusoidal waveform, we can again say that maximum value is Vm or Im depending upon voltage or current. RMS value is Im by root T root 2 or Vm by root 2, or we can say that maximum value into 0.707. Therefore, it is 1.414.